Vincent Nwani, the Director of Advocacy and Research at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is bringing this program to a close on the day of a big economic data. Thank you. The direct question. Do you think we are now in what you call normalization?
At the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we're optimistic about growth and sustainability of this economy. Our pro forma projection is 3% GDP growth in 2018. And to achieve that, all hands must be on deck, both private sector and public sector. We have challenges as we celebrate this positive growth coming out from recession, very painful one indeed. All hands have to be on deck and begin to look at those things that we need to do. In agriculture, which is a mainstay, we need to realize that 90% of that sector is driven by crop. The crop is under attack by hastening farmers' crisis as we speak. Something needs to be done. You know, because all the destructions that are being reported now will only crystallize in 6 months, 1 year time, so that we achieve our projection.
That's very interesting. That's a good reminder.
Thank you.
Because we will just read them right now on the pages of newspapers without thinking that in 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, we're going to feel the impact of these deadly herdsmen and farmers' destruction of life and property.
Security is still pervasive, the kidnapping, the for ransom, like I mentioned, you know, even Boko Haram, you know, the news of the new kidnap of girls in Dapchi is also enough to scare investors or give us the bad image. Something needs to be done about our security. Sanctity of contract, and even the time it takes government and the private sector to agree on contract. You know, ability of government to actually execute their own part in contracts. We need to look at ability to settle trade dispute between government and the private sector very fast, and even between private sector and the private sector very fast. Our court system, judicial system, arbitration need to work. All of this culminate into the right business environment. But number one out of them is the trade across the border. Something still needs to happen to our port, because we are talking about diversification, non-oil sector, moving out our sesame seed, our cocoa, our cashew nut, without port road, without single window at the custom processes and other agencies, we still have a big challenge.
Are you positive, and we have about 2 minutes left, are you positive with the new Pan-African Common Trade Agreement that will be signed on March the 21st in Kigali? Do you think, or how do you think Nigeria should position right now? Because once that document is signed by everyone, every country in Africa will start taking advantage of it.
We're very positive about that. But you know, charity begins at home. If you have a global agreement, you sign a global agreement. If you are not clean up your own system very well, you are not able to take international advantage. And that is still what held us back from taking full advantage of policies such as AGOA, that is the U.S. Almost free trade policy with Africa. Nigeria is one of the least countries that have taken full advantage of that AGOA policy. It is about the limiting factor, domestic inherent limiting factor, power, bad road, port not working, and all of it. We need to look at that. And the Office of the Vice President, through PEBEC, they are working and they're doing some work, but we use this opportunity to call them to continue to fast-track this work. And finally, also lending voice to the call of Professor Uche, that something also needs to be done to the 2018 budget, that it should be passed and passed very quickly.
February ends tomorrow. There is no budget yet for 2018. We're not congratulating to that. We're just pushing that to the National Assembly, that we should have that executive legislative handshake and finish off with the Office of the President as putting pen to paper on that appropriation. Thank you very much, Vincent Nwani from Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Goodbye from Lagos. I'll see you again tomorrow.